Okay, 7th graders, we're reviewing lesson 8.3 on graphing, especially graphing the slope-intercept form. And we just finished number 1, and I color-coded these. Hopefully you did as well. So we started with A. A is in green. The y-intercept is -3. So when you're graphing any equation that's solved for y, and it has y equals mx plus b, the first thing you want to do is graph the y-intercept. Mark that on the y-axis. So we start at 0 and go down 3 and mark that point. Then graph the slope. The slope is 1/2. So that's a +1 and right 2. Mark that point. You can mark another point, up 1/2, and then draw the line. Same thing with B, except what's the difference in B? What is the same and what is different? Garrett?
The y-intercept is different, which makes it higher up because...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The y-intercept is -1 instead of -3. Okay, so it's up 2 spaces or down from 0. First thing to graph this is to mark -1. And then the slope is the same, up 1/2. Up 1/2. And I drew the line. What is the relationship between these two lines? What are they called?
Parallel.
They're called parallel, exactly. Would these lines ever cross? No, they're parallel. Okay? What is the same in these lines in the equations? What is the same in the equations? The slope. What is the slope, Maddie? In these equations? 1/2. Up 1/2. The slope is the same. Okay? What conclusion can you make then about equations with the exact same slope but different y-intercepts? What kind of lines did they give you? Gray?
Parallel.
They're parallel lines. Yep. They're parallel lines. C is has a y-intercept of 1, and then it's up 1/2. Up 1/2, and we drew that line. And then D has a y-intercept of 3. Mark that line, or mark that point, and then go up 1/2 and draw that line. They all have the same slope, and they're all parallel. Okay? Let's do 2. Number 2 together. Starting with A. I'll do that in green again. So do this with me. Has a y-intercept of 2. What's the slope? -x. Hey, so raise your hand. What is it?
-1.
-1. What is? How do you mark that on the graph? How do you mark -1?
You go,
Sam?
so you go to the left one and then there'll be one under the -1. You go up.
So here,
No, left.
I did go left. Oh, left first, and then up. Okay. And we remember though, slope is always the rise over the run. So you should always go up or down first. Okay? When you're graphing slope, this is -1/1, right? The top line, or the numerator in the ratio, tells us to go up or down. So when you're reading this, you should graph it going up or down, and then right or left. Okay? So Asa, you started with this question. How would you graph this?
What? Down.
Graph the slope.
Oh, down 1.
Down 1, and then,
To the right.
yeah. And you could go down 1 and to the right 1 again.
Yeah.
What if we didn't have room to go down? What if we were all the way down here?
Then you go up.
Up and
Left.
and left. Yeah, you can go up and left and be on the same line. So then draw that line. Graph the next one. Letter B. The y-intercept is 1, and the slope is the same. And then graph C. The y-intercept is -3. And then going down 1, over 1. Or up 1 and left 1. And then D. What's the y-intercept in D? Max?
The y-intercept is -1.
-1. So mark -1. And then what's the slope, Amelia?
For which one?
For D? -1 over 1. Yep. So it's down 1, right 1. Did you know these were going to be parallel?
Yes.
How did you know?
If two lines have the same.
The x is
They all have
always the
different
same.
slopes and the
They all have
lines
the
are
same
parallel.
slope,
The x is always.
but they have what? What if they have the same slope and the same y-intercept?
Then they're exactly the same.
Then they're what? They're on the same line. Yeah, exactly. Yep. But these have the same slope but different y-intercepts, and so they are what, Luke? So they're parallel. Yep. Now, let's go to number 5. Skip down to number 5. These are different equations. All right. So let's start by graphing A. What's the y-intercept in A? Laura? Yep, so mark +2. What's the slope? Caleb? Two-thirds. So how do you mark 2/3?
Down, two, and over.
Wait, is it positive or negative?
Or up to. Right?
Yeah, up 2 and right 3. Or we can go down 2 and left 3. Right? And draw that line. Adam, what's the y-intercept for B?
1. -1.
-1. So mark -1. What's the slope?
-3 over 2.
How do you mark that?
We go down 3 and to the right 2.
Should I go down to the number 3? Or should I go down 3
Go down
from the
3
point?
from the point.
Go down 3 from the point. And then left or right?
Right.
No, it's down and to the right. If we're going down, that's the -3. And then right 2. Or what if we decide to go up 3? Then we would go to the left 2. Uh-oh.
It's passed out.
There we go. And draw that line. So these two lines are not parallel. What would we call them? Not parallel, so they're, no, what is it? Intersecting lines. They're intersecting lines. Yep. And what do you also notice about the slopes? What do you notice about the slopes? 2 and 3, they both have 2's and 3's, right? Except one is 2 over 3. The other is negative 3 over 2. So, what is the relationship between those? They're close to reciprocals. If it was positive 3 over 2, they'd be reciprocals, right? They're negative reciprocals. Okay? What kind of angle does this form? Look at this. What kind of angle does that form? It's a right angle. Yep. What are the degrees of a right angle? 90 degrees. Do you think that's a coincidence? Yeah. All right, let's do the next one then and see if we can see if the same pattern. So let's do 6a. Mark negative 3. And then what's the slope? Sam?
4 over 1.
4 over 1. So go
Up 4 and to the right one.
good. Up 4, right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. And I'm going to use a straight edge again. Draw the line. Okay. Now, what's the y-intercept here? What's the y-intercept, Betty?
Negative 1/4.
The y-intercept.
Oh, sorry.
1. Start at 1. And then go, how would you mark the slope here? Negative 1/4.
Down 1
Yep.
to the left 4. Right 4.
Yeah. If we're going down, then we have to go to the right. Because we can only go one direction that's negative. Down is negative, so we have to go right. Or if we go up, then we have to go left. And again, use a straight edge and draw the line. Now, take a look at the angle. Is that a right angle? Yep, it is. And what conclusion? Look at the slope numbers, Gracie. What are the slopes? Yeah, they're negative reciprocals again. What can you conclude about negative reciprocal slopes? They give you a 90-degree angle. Yep. The lines intersect and give you a 90-degree angle. Okay? Guess what? I just fooled you into practicing graphing lines with slope-intercept one too. Right? And we reviewed all that with colorful pencils. We reviewed these questions together. And so your assignment is just the other side. Just graph those lines.
Wait, so we have